Video games are always trying to top each other in the boss department. Sometimes it's about new strategies, other times it's about designing the toughest bullet sponge, and still other times it's just about size. Bigger bosses aren't necessarily harder, but they do make for cool set pieces. Pitting a small human against a giant entity. Come on, how can you beat that? Here are 5 more of them for your eyes to enjoy. Number 5. The Bull Rancor. Star Wars: The Force Unleashed. Living up to its title, The Force Unleashed took the Jedi to their mythic heights, giving us Force abilities that were more epic than anything seen in the movies. Early on in the game, Jedi Master Shakti commits suicide. This decision leads to her apprentice, Maris Brood, turning to the dark side and kidnapping Senator Organa. Though Starkiller manages to find her, Brood decides to play it smart by sicking a giant Bull Rancor on him. Fans of Return of the Jedi got to bask in this throwback as Starkiller battles it with every power he has. Badass. Number 4. Jimmy the Great, Cuphead. It's honestly impossible to pick one big bad from Cuphead. Not only were the majority of the bosses oversized, but they were all so unique and crazy. At the roll of a dice, Jimmy the Great is the one we'll promote today. This evil genie has all sorts of magic tricks up his sleeve, from flying swords to a marionette to whatever the hell this thing is. His final form takes his already high stature and fills up half the screen. For sure a fight. Number 3. The Praying Mantises. Naruto, Uzumaki Chronicle. The economy of the Naruto world is built around ninja contracts, yet Uzumaki Chronicles was the only game to ever take advantage of this. One of these contracts requests Naruto and Neji to help with the shooting of a movie. Sounds simple enough, only the director is missing. Investigating further, the two ninjas find a cavern full of zombies. They finally discover the filmmaker at the bottom of a reservoir next to a strange machine. Before they can analyze it further, 2 giant praying mantises appear out of nowhere. Even by Naruto standards, this was strange, but the fights themselves were as fun as they were bizarre. And honestly, ask yourself, when was the last time you ever got to fight a mantis? Number 2. Metroid Prime, Metroid Prime 1. Metroid Prime did something few franchises have ever done well. It successfully translated a 2D series to a 3D world. Big bosses were always a part of the lore, and Prime didn't let us down, least of all in the ending. With Talon Force successfully cured of its Phazon poisoning, Samus is left with one last goal: kill Metroid Prime. This behemoth forces you to utilize all of your gadgets, weapons, and upgrades. Successfully destroying its outer shell reveals its hideous true self, a jumbo, floating, tentacled Metroid. Both were ugly and awesome in scale. Number 1. Colossus, The Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword. A stationary automaton with a beating heart is cool, but pretty limited in scope. At least, that's the impression Colossus gives off when you first meet it in Skyward Sword. Damage him enough, though, and you get a real colossal robot. He pulls himself out of the ground, unsheaths 6 swords, and is ready to fight you to the death. The best part is getting to use one of his own swords against him. Hacking down a gigantic gold android with a gigantic gold sword? Could we be any more impressed? And that's it. Another big batch of bulky behemoths. Has a boss ever dwarfed your character in size? Put it in the comments below and be sure to subscribe to Flickering Myth for more content.